Over the past few weeks, I put in some time on Genshin Impact, and the game is really fun. Oh my god. Now, I do have my concerns about the game, and especially going into late game, and the past couple of days I've been playing it more so just for the gacha aspect of the game and not really anything else, because obviously this game is Breath of the Waifu and not really anything else but that. And I'm sure by now a lot of you have already played the game and had your time with it. If not, then let me just tell you, if you've played Breath of the Wild, good, you know exactly what you're getting into with this game to an extent. I mean, this game takes so many things from Breath of the Wild, it makes me think that they took some of the source code from Nintendo themselves and just said, you know what, we're just gonna put this in our game. I mean, we don't care, fuck it. So obviously, just looking at the game itself, looking at the open, wide landscapes, it looks exactly like Breath of the Wild, like almost to a T like Breath of the Wild. The art style, the grandiose scape of everything is just so much like Breath of the Wild. And not only that, not only does it look like Breath of the Wild, let me tell you something, some of the gameplay aspects are really close to Breath of the Wild, one of which I haven't really heard anybody talk about before, which is like really weird, but it's also very unnoticeable unless you're paying attention to it. Whenever people talk and you push, well in my case, the X button to progress them speaking, the little sound it makes is very much reminiscent to the sound in Breath of the Wild, and it makes me think like they just ripped off this sound directly from Breath of the Wild, because it sounds exactly like the sound effect in Breath of the Wild.
As if my
But even getting broader than that, the fact that you can climb almost basically anything in this game, and the fact that you have a glider, in this case it's wings that you can glide with, those are things that honestly I will say, even if that was kind of like them trying to copy a bit of Breath of the Wild, this is something I really want to see from games like this, just in general from now on, because this is such a great idea. Having this huge open landscape and being able to explore as freely as you want to, and being able to climb anything, like there are a lot of collectibles in this game that you have to do a lot of extra stuff in order to get, and the climbing mechanics and the gliding mechanics, they make all of that so much easier, and they just make it much more interesting. Like there are these little sigils that you have to get. I don't know if they're called that exactly, but there's these little collectibles that you have to get in the open world, some of which are like in the middle of these giant chasms, and you have to be able to glide into them at the right angle, starting off at like the top of a peak in order to get those collectibles. And it is so interesting trying to figure out how you're going to scale this mountain, whether you're going to take the direct route and go up the slope, or you're going to just climb directly up the mountain and glide off of it. It just gives me this feel that is exactly like how I felt when I first played Breath of the Wild. However, I'm going to say that there's a couple things in this game that make me a little bit upset. Like, for one, there's no mounts as of yet, so there's no way to really get around from place to place too easily unless you're just teleporting. And again, even though this game definitely does feel like Breath of the Wild, one of the things that Breath of the Wild had that this game does not have, Revali's Gale, is something that I'm really kind of wishing that they put into this game, because you can't glide unless you're just on a high structure, and Revali's Gale made traversal, even without having a horse, it just made it so much easier being able to just start off and make your own gust of wind to push you upward and then just glide however far you want to go. That made things so much easier going forward in that game, and I wish they had something like that in Genshin Impact. But again, you know, the game is going to ever evolve and change and add new things, so hopefully that's something that they add in the future. But man, one of the things I gotta say they need to work on, even though like I don't really think they are, because I mean they're in the business of making money at this point, it's a gacha game, who's going to say if they're going to do this or not, but I really wish that they had some easier ways in order to make the currency in order to do the gacha pulls. And yes, granted, I will say that for the past couple of days I haven't been playing many of the story missions. I've just been doing the daily missions in order to get my daily rewards, and I've just been doing a couple little side missions here and there. I haven't been playing it as deep and in-depth as I would like to recently, but as all gacha games do at some point, the game is starting to feel a bit grindy, and some of the things in the game just feel like a lot of work in order to progress forward. Like, I'm sitting here trying to get some of these missions done for the battle pass, and holy crap, I forgot there is a battle pass in this game. That's also something I want to talk about, but I'm gonna get into that after this. But I've been trying to do some missions for the battle pass, and last night I tried to fight this monster. They want you to fight these, I think they're called the key line objectives, these key line monsters or something like that, and I fought them before. I fought a couple of these things before. I thought, like, I'll just fight whatever one. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, I'll just go in there and I'll beat its ass, of course. And I go in there and it's something that's way overpowered. I realize how much I really need to get. Either A, I need to get better characters, B, I need to get more stuff to upgrade my characters, or C, I need to upgrade my weapons, because I mean, some of my weapons are just not even enhanced at this point. So I do hope that at some point they do improve the ability to get these free items, and hopefully they improve the ability to get the currency for it without spending money. But hey, you know, it's a gacha game. You never really know. They're gonna do anything that they possibly can to make money. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a fun game as is, so I don't think that it's as big of a deal, obviously, but you know, it is something that you got to pay attention to, the grind going into it, especially late game. I'm about like 12 hours into it just about right now, and it is getting to be a bit more grindy. But going back to the thing about the battle pass, yeah, so at certain points in the game, as you progress and you level up, you unlock different things, like multiplayer, for example. You unlock multiplayer around, I think, level 16, adventure rank 16, and it takes a while to get there. Like, honestly, it took me about 6 hours to unlock multiplayer. One of the biggest things that I thought was gonna be, you know, something I wanted to do with this game was play with my friends, and it ended up not being the case, because I mean, we had to get really far in order to unlock it. And then it just ended up being, we just go to each other's worlds and help each other with missions, which is cool, but it's not exactly what we expected, if I'm being honest. And it did feel kind of weird having a game where you have to grind so hard and go so far just to unlock multiplayer. Like, what? And not only that, after you unlock the multiplayer, I believe it's around adventure rank 20, unless I just got to 20 as soon as I finished the prologue. I'm not sure if you have to either finish the prologue or you get to adventure rank 20, one of the two. You unlock you unlock a battle pass feature in this game. So yes, there is a battle pass, quote unquote. It's not really anything too crazy, but there are things that you can unlock with the battle pass that are going to help you out along your journey. And again, it's kind of crazy that you have to get so far to unlock multiplayer, and then you have to go even further to unlock a battle pass. That's something that could end up hurting this game in the long run. I'm not totally sure. Right now I'm just having fun with it, and it's not really predatory, so I don't want to say that it's going to be a game-breaking thing. Again, I look through the battle pass and everything that you get isn't really that important. It seems you don't really get any like special characters or weapons from the battle pass. You just get like currency, and you get these other things that you can use to buy other things and just put into other weapons later on. I mean, it's not anything too game breaking from what I see so far. But at this point, for me in particular, I am all in on this game just for the waifus. I'm just trying to unlock Jingli. How do you say her name? I don't know. This girl, I'm trying to unlock her. And there is something that I can do to unlock her just guaranteed right now. I'm trying to do that. It's a little difficult. I gotta level up a little bit more and do a little bit more grinding before the time limit on that is up. But that's who I'm trying to unlock. I'm also trying to unlock, I know her name, I'm trying to unlock Mona. I'm trying to get that through the gacha pulls, and well, I don't have enough currency right now. I'm trying to grind my way up there. You know, I'm just saying, I gotta put in a lot of time in order to get that, or money, but I'm really not looking forward to putting any money into this game at this point, if I'm being honest. But just from the amount of effort and work put into this game, I can tell that this is going to be something that could last for a while. It could definitely be something that I go back to every once in a while if they have any new events or any new characters, stuff like that. And overall, for one of these free games, like usually a lot of these free MMORPGs, I'm not really sure if you can call this an MMO, for example, but a lot of these games tend to be not as polished. They don't look as good. They don't have as much voice acting. They don't have as much going on with them. This one definitely has a lot of polish. So just from that perspective alone, I would say it's worth playing, it's worth trying out, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Again, it's not taking over my life or anything, but it is definitely something that I've been having a lot of fun with, and hopefully it becomes something that is a bit more user-friendly going forward. Hopefully they add a lot more abilities for you to be able to explore and do a lot of other things. But what do you guys think about Breath of the Waifu? Tell me all your thoughts in the comment section down below, or you can just talk to me on Twitter, or just follow me on Twitter. You can do that too, that's a thing. And that is it for today, so I'll see you guys in the next one.